This is TWiT.
Hey, buddy, are you a geek? Are you a tech enthusiast? Then I would love to invite you to join a tech community like no other. You can gain exclusive access to our incomparable quality tech content with Club TWiT. As a member, you'll enjoy all TWiT TV shows ad-free. Plus, access private video feeds for insider shows like iOS Today, Home Theater Geeks, and so much more. Dive into the members-only TWiT Plus bonus feed for behind-the-scenes content, club discussions, and special events. But here's the best perk. Join our incredible Discord community to watch live show productions, chat with hosts, and participate in exclusive members-only activities. It's your backstage pass to the world of TWiT. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or a lifelong learner, Club TWiT elevates your knowledge while entertaining your interests. Get 2 weeks free when you sign up now and unlock unparalleled access at twit.tv/clubtwit. That's twit.tv/clubtwit. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you and welcome to the club. I made it, finally made it to one of these.
Yeah.
Oof. Man.
Thank God. I've been struggling these, Leo, so I'm glad you're here.
Why are you struggling?
This is not my thing. This is not my jam.
It's not his thing, man.
No.
It's not my jam.
Just me struggling on a microphone.
Nobody expects anything. This background stuff, nobody's expecting all the.
Nobody's expecting.
The hype
so, where
time.
can I find your moral panic thing so I can at least show people?
Oh, I could.
Or you want to?
I do have. I mean, I can.
Yeah, you have so many of these.
Yeah,
so many of these, and they're so good. What is the main tool you use with these?
It depends, but it's just a mix of everything.
Do you use Sora? Do you use
I could tell you
View?
Well, for that robot one, that was Sora. Let's see.
And here's one of the things I'm starting to get with all of this is it's really a very iterative process, which I don't have patience for. It's like if I do Midjourney and I get something and I'm not happy with it, I stop.
Yeah.
But people who are good at this stuff go, okay, now take that,
put into Photoshop, and then put that into
not even to the point, even before taking it out and putting in another tool, just refining the prompt to get something that you can then do something with seems to me.
Yeah.
I bet you I'm not alone. Expect it to come out right the first time.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is honestly, and I have an advantage in that I do, like Anthony, I have this type of skill. So to me, I'm like, okay, you're not anywhere near what I want. I'm not going to sit here for another 30 minutes adding words, subtracting words, putting an and, putting a quote. I'll just make it myself. It's just,
that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, actually, Harper Reed, when he was on Intelligent Machines on Wednesday, said something really important, which is, this is so cool. He said, this stuff is so cheap, just start over. It's free.
Yeah.
So just don't try to get it better. Just do it again. All right. So this is, you got a still of me.
Well, let's play it and then we could break it down.
More panic. Doop, 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 doop.
What is that?
So.
Hold on. Do you hear something? Or is that just me?
Do you hear what I
Vicks Vapor Rub? Is that me?
I don't hear Vicks Vapor Rub.
I don't hear that, and it's not me saying it.
Oh. Hold on. TikTok Live. I was watching... Okay, that's you.
I hear something.
Okay.
Not me either. I'm muting my phone.
I had
you had
a TikTok
YouTube
Live
tab
in the background.
Open.
Yeah,
that's often. That happens to me so often.
So this is the final.
So is this a still that you started with?
Yeah. So let's start.
Because I noticed that the Mac is doing something it doesn't do. So you started with just a still.
Yeah. So we could. So for this particular video, we started in Sora.
Okay.
So
did you save the prompts or are you?
Yeah, I could. Oops.
Because that's what we want to know is how can I do this myself?
So did this start as a ping file that you captured, like a screen capture? Is that what the source?
Oh my god,
He's got it in motion, so obviously the moral panics from motion, right?
That part
Correct.
is, but the starting was a single, like an image captured from the feed. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, there
that's
we go.
what it looks
Okay,
like.
so you could it's super iterative. But so I just messed with a bunch of prompts, and in particular, I really wanted to. By the way, I like using Sora versus ChatGPT because like you could get 2 images every time versus like just the one.
Oh yeah, I could see
there's
now
other-
that is an AI generated.
Yeah.
video.
And it's not the thing about Sora, like you can give it a starting image, but it will like repaint the whole thing. It's not in painting like in a diffusion model or out painting where like it keeps like the exact, like it will like redraw every pixel. So like it won't be 1 for 1.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like here's, I gave it like basically okay, you can see that. Like here's just a still shot from Break.
That's clearly just a plain old still.
Yeah. Oh crap.
And
Your
you
skin is missing
provided
that
that.
glowing-
So
plastic
I
wax
also like
look.
what I was looking for like door panels like a la Westworld. So I also gave it a reference image.
So you give it some image.
So the thing about
That's interesting.
what sets ChatGPT and Sora, what makes it different compared to other diffusion models is the image generation is built into the LLM. So, like, you know, it's cute that everyone's doing the Studio Ghibli thing, but the real power is being able to understand concepts and like your prompt, like the prompt adherence is a lot better.
Yeah.
So you can try to ask for complex things, but
So
like
you
I
could
wasn't.
say take this still and apply this.
Yeah.
And then did you say this kind of face peeling effect or door?
Yeah, like I kept playing with different prompts. Honestly, I couldn't get exactly what I wanted, but
Oh, are those the prompts? Okay.
yeah, his
So what
human
does that
face is
say?
partially opened and peeled back to reveal a black robotic skull with glowing blue eyes and exposed mechanical components beneath.
Okay, so that's what you
Oh.
ultimately wanted.
Well, yeah, but here's also like what you can do is like I think what I did was I took that Westworld photo and I gave it to ChatGPT and I said, describe this as best you can. So like you could also use, you know, ChatGPT or a language model to help
you don't even have to write a prompt. Just say describe.
like, yeah, how would you describe this to an image generator?
And even if you're doing it in a different platform, you find that does a better job, you think, than you.
Well,
would.
yeah, it's definitely more detailed. But for doing this, I would probably, specifically use ChatGPT.
It's better
just
at
'cause
words.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting.
so, like-
all right.
So like you have I had to run through a lot just to like get something that was like closely
Would it
resembling
be
what I.
worth doing from scratch on the show right now, just so we can watch the process? Is that, how long does it take?
The images are okay, but like then like
The iteration.
the video process, like generating a video also takes longer.
Oh, it does.
So-
Okay.
But we could kind of speed run it because I do have all the source.
Right.
Do you define how long it is? Do you say I need this within 10 seconds, or does it just come up with whatever?
Well, we'll get So like first,
Okay.
what I needed was like a good image of you know, that look.
Right. And you found that in Westworld.
Yeah. And then like I ran it through Sora a few times, asking for
Look what it did to the shirt. There's a guy-
like there's
That's interesting.
Well, that's what I mean. Where like it's not, even though Sora even has like a little paint bucket where you could kind of direct it.
Yeah.
It's going to whatever you give it, it's going to like regenerate the entire image. It's not in painting. You can't just say,
Right.
you know, only add this
Right.
and don't touch anything else. It'll touch everything.
So did this end up being a frame you used or no?
No, well, it's starting base. Then like we go to Photoshop, and then like so I took this is what I gave, like this is a starting reference image, right? And then like I kind of like, you know, went in and cut out the head and then painted it in, and then like then I had the problem with the microphone, so like the new Photoshop is really great too, because like you could use AI to cut stuff out and like fill things in. So like I you know, put the microphone back on top and adjusted the colors.
Great. Sometimes it has no idea what you're asking it to do.
Yeah, but it's like the object selection is pretty good. In
it's way better. Yeah, the subject and object selection are so much farther than they were even a few years ago. It's kind of magical, really.
So I could find Leo's.
Are we streaming this on the usual suspects?
Right now, I'm just doing into
Discord.
I'm not streaming publicly. Just to club stuff.
Okay. You'd get more viewers if you streamed publicly.
Yeah, I would. I mean, we could start it now, but
why not? This is all promotional as well as club stuff.
Okay.
I think the idea. I mean, we're really trying to build the audience for everything we do. My general thinking is in the public during the live thing, and then afterwards on TWiT Plus for the club only. So if you're not around to watch it live, I don't know. I really don't.
That's good.
I have no idea how anything works.
Okay, we're live.
Hello, everybody. This is our artificial intelligence user group that we do every month in the last Friday of the month. And we welcome you to Anthony Nielsen, who is our creative director at TWiT. Joe Esposito is here. He is our creative director in the club. Does a lot of great posters and stuff. Both are Photoshop whizzes. And what I asked Anthony to do is to kind of explain. He's done some very fun videos for particularly for intelligent machines for moral panic, but I think you should just do them for stuff in general, by the way. I think we can get beyond moral panic, but I realize now there's a lot of work. So you started with a still image. That's the one on top there that you just showed. And
so like I took a still from MacBreak.
From one of the shows. And then you also had a reference image from Westworld of a machine, of a robot opening up. And you said, I want to have that. There you go. I want to have that. Is that from the current Westworld? I guess it is. Yeah.
Well, they canceled it. I think it was like season 2 or something like that.
Yeah, they should have canceled it. It had lost its way.
Yeah.
What's interesting is now we can all do Westworld.
I have a similar skull that is not AI. Just so happens.
That.
I always have this.
That would have worked. So you gave it, the initial prompt was to have Leo's skin peel back and reveal a black robot inside with laser eyes. There you go.
And then I ran that a few times, tweaking the prompt till I got something that was like kind of.
I love.
I mean, it's not exactly what I wanted, but
my right shoulder, it has changed my shirt into something kind of interesting. I think that's me.
So, like I was saying, so the image generation in Sora and ChatGPT, when you give it an image and you say like modify this, it's not just it's going to regenerate the entire image. So like you're not going to get a 1-for-1 pixel accurate rendition. So like that creates problems later, especially for this video process, especially when you're mixing
if you have something you're really happy with and you like, for example, in this one, if I said, but you're missing the bottom row of teeth, give me the same thing with the bottom row of teeth, it would redo the entire thing.
Yeah. It doesn't keep it.
It'll kind of be the same, but like it's going to do the whole image again. I mean, we could even.
And as that happens, does it kind of degenerate? Is it kind of like second generation, third generation, fourth generation?
Here, we could. So we can is we can take this.
Yeah.
Here, let's try it. So like we're gonna paint this here. Add bottom row of teeth.
And this is in Sora. It's Sora, Sora.com.
Yeah.
Is that Anthropic's video tool?
Sora and ChatGPT are the exact same. Like it's the exact same model, but you get more tools if you use Sora. So
is
if you go to
Sora.com, who's hosting Sora?
No, it is
It is
like,
ChatGPT.
It is
OpenAI.
OpenAI.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
what you
their
don't get
OpenAI
in
interface.
ChatGPT, like in ChatGPT, you don't get these buttons where like, okay, I'll select a 3:2 aspect ratio. I want, give me back 2 images. Like in ChatGPT, you just get the one that you ask. And then you could even create some presets of looks. And even, you could manage them or, create your own. So like, Technicolor Dream, add some like themes and wording to help, push it in a direction
I would
and add
waste so much time
reference
on that.
image.
I would waste so much time on trying to recreate, like, give me the same look as the 79 Stalker film with desaturated yellows. And
Yeah.
I go
Well, what I would do is like take like gather some reference images and throw that at ChatGPT and like write, like describe this, like what would be the best prompt for that. But, so let's see. I sent that off. We'll see like how well it does to recreate it. And so that's our little side question here. But so I would take that the good rendition. I would take that back into Photoshop, and then like Photoshop has its own AI tools. Where like, okay, let's just grab the head here, and you can see it kind of did an okay job of cutting it out. And then, I would kind of work this to kind of get it back in line, do some color grading. So like, yeah, here, like the color's kind of close. Yeah, Photoshop also has some tools where you could say like kind of color match this other layer to help fit in better. And then I cut out the microphone from the bottom layer and put it back on top. So then we have a good starting image to take this into a video generator. And in this case, I played with a few. Leo, I know you've signed up for Pika. Pika's one.
You have my account, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm glad I signed up. If you're using it, that's worth it. That's great.
Well, yeah, it is, except it's pro tip for anyone like signing up for these things. Never sign up for a year because they're always, it's never going to be, you're never sure if that's going to be the one you're going to want to stick with month to month.
Yeah. So Leo did sign up for a year.
Yeah.
So we might as well use it. Oh, but it does some stuff. Look at that. That came out pretty well.
Actually, I could, here. I think
so. This is Pika taking
so
2 images,
Pika,
1 image?
We can kind of do a quick overview of what you can do with Pika.
Okay.
They have a few tools. One is Pika frames, which is what I would use for this example, where you could have a start frame and an end frame, or even more. You could say like, let's do. I think you could have like up to 5, and then you would have a transition time in between, and then you could also put a prompt. Actually, let's.
Pika is at pika.art, by the way, if you want to check it out. Who is behind Pika?
I don't know.
Yeah, Pika Labs. But I wonder what models they're using and all that stuff.
They have their own models.
Okay.
So let's see, source, project asset. So like in this case, we have a start frame, a middle frame, and then an end frame.
Oh, okay.
So
that's what you give Pika.
Yeah. So we could say we'll drop that in a middle frame and an end frame.
So
and
in
then
effect, it's going to do a morph.
Yeah, but you could say what exactly.
How it morphs.
Yeah, you could say like, this android's face opens up, and then over 3 seconds or something. So that's one tool Pika could do. There's also they have like certain. You could add stuff like. There's a lot of different tools, and it's worth looking into.
So when you get it back from Pika, is it a MP4? What do you get back from Pika?
It is an MP4, and we could actually
can you frame it, edit it in Motion? I mean, or in Photoshop? Is that what you end up doing? Is
yeah?
touching
So
it up
I'll
frame
take
by
that
frame?
video, and then not necessarily frame by frame, but I'll take that into Final Cut or Motion after. But we could kind of see what we. And is this okay? Here's some Pika outputs, and then this is also another just kind of messing with, like, you really kind of have to mess with the prompts to try to get closer to what you want, because like a lot of these.
Whoa!
It's not exactly what I was
creepy as hell.
For.
Yeah, the mic is a problem, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of floats in and out. And by the way, Pika Labs was founded by two Stanford graduate PhD students, former PhD students at their artificial intelligence lab, SAIL, Demi Guo and Chenlin Meng. Their mission is to make professional quality video creation accessible and effortless for anyone. They apparently do have their own models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could see that also down here.
They have venture funding. They raised $55 million in round one from Lightspeed. And Quora founder Adam D'Angelo, ex-GitHub CEO Nat Friedman put money into. It's in Palo Alto.
Oh, actually, I don't know. Did you ever see that 20-year video that we put out?
Yeah. No, I never saw the video. I only saw the great image. I loved the image. Did you put that on socials?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
There's I did a longer piece where it's kind of like showing TWiT through the 20 years.
Oh, I did see that. That was. Could you send me that? I want to put that on my blog. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting to I was trying to recreate some images like from the
there's Kevin
yeah.
Oh,
like I was trying to do like weird transitions. So like we had like a video where it's like the screensavers, so then going into.
Oh, that's cool. Did you feel
I'm getting
like
sidetracked. I'll circle back to that later.
That's the Apple store event. Yeah.
But I was trying to get like you had that image of you.
Yeah, but it's not me. But that's a great picture that Colleen took of me doing the radio show up in the attic. It turns into somebody else. Somebody looks more handsome, actually. So that's good. I'll take it.
What happened was like,
oh, look at that hand.
Yeah. Like I kept getting weird stuff.
Oh, it's getting creepy. And the hair stays.
Another tool that I've been messing with is Runway, and this one actually has like not only like image and video generation, but they also have like other very useful tools like if you just need to do like a rotoscoping to cut out objects in video and stuff like that.
Yeah, Runway has been around for longer than most. Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I took this image. I had some okay time with like I couldn't exactly get what I was looking for, but the Runway model though, that one really
is that the one you ended up using? I mean,
it is.
Okay.
So
Pika disappointed a little bit. It wasn't.
Yeah, it kind of it's a little bit more on the creative and looser side. Like,
right.
It doesn't.
It's almost like if you don't know what you're trying to get, it would be fun and useful.
Yeah, and Pika has a lot of like starting out like templates to like. They'll show you examples like, hey, do you want to do this with your video? Like, just upload yours.
I liked that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like but it ended up being a lot of what like you just got, which is like, it's the equivalent of an image hallucination. It's just like weird stuff starts happening.
I think that's part of it's the weird thing about generative AI is I think it kind of hits like a gambling, like it's not.
You get these little tiny payoffs that make you want to pull the lever again.
There was that study where like a mouse would hit a button and would get cheese or something.
Yeah,
and they found out when like if it would randomly get cheese, it would like it got really more obsessive about like hitting that button.
So you don't want a consistent result.
It's that's not what I'm sure it'd like to give you like exactly what you want out of the go.
They may be smart enough to gamify it.
Well, in creation too, accidents can be good. So if it throws a random
That's a
thing
good
at
point.
you,
Yeah.
and you sit there and go,
I
I
like
never
that.
thought, because like when the hand came up, then
Yeah,
you might
that's
say, oh, you know what?
interesting.
The idea of having him pull his face off might be better than just it
Right.
coming apart. Like that's a more interesting
Yeah.
visual to fill up the frame with the hands. So it may be doing that intentionally to say, well, do you want to do this?
It does confirm what I kind of thought at the beginning, which is I'm too impatient. It is pretty iterative.
It's hard to get exactly what you want.
Now this is the
Added.
final, right? This is what you wanted.
This is what I ended up going with because like it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not exactly what I was going for, but it was like good enough where like okay,
it's
let's,
great.
let's move on.
See, we didn't know what you were trying to do. Now you have to fix the clock, which is going through interesting gyrations. And
I didn't even notice that. I saw the teeth, but I didn't see the clock. Teeth was what's bothering me. I'm like, why did the teeth disappear? He had teeth.
the shirt's okay. The shirt doesn't change.
Well, because
I don't
on
have
those
teeth on the bottom on that picture either.
I just gave I moved past the teeth. Like, well, let's see.
It doesn't bother me, Joe.
It's just what I noticed. It doesn't. I wouldn't know if I'd redo the whole thing. But I'm like, oh, there's no teeth. That's interesting. He bleached his teeth.
At some point, you just got to be like, I've messed with this enough. We have to move to the next step.
Right.
Well, in your job, yes. In my job, where I am I employed doing anything anybody oversee, I could sit there and obsess for 2 hours and then realize I'm an idiot. So,
Weren't the
Life is short, art is long.
Why isn't that the truth?
oh, someone join us.
I'm getting a paycheck for your art.
GTV in our YouTube says, I describe it as animating with dice. I think that's fairly good.
That person left.
Yeah, Pretty Fly. We were using Sora. So we've gone through Sora, then Pika, and then and now this
Runway
this
to get
is Runway.
Yeah. So once I got
Runway's the one that has deals with Hollywood. Runway seems to be the most professional reputation-wise. It's also been around since 2018. So
yeah,
it's not.
And they just put out like a new video model, which is like really good.
Yeah.
I haven't played with the Sora video model because that's in the $200 a month if you want 1080p without the watermark. So I'm not gonna.
Well, I tell you what, if it ends up being reliably useful, we'd pay that. I think that'd be worth it. I mean, how much did this Insta360 cost me? Really?
Well, that's not a monthly cost, but so yeah,
kind of.
I just took this into.
I keep buying 360 cameras, thinking someday. I wanted to take this for our next trip in September. We're gonna go to up the Mississippi, so we're gonna see some battlefields and plantations, and I thought it'd be good to have this. Or we'll see. And they say that the sensor in this is much better than the old one. This is the new X5.
What is that?
It's just like GoPro. It keeps getting better and better, right?
Yeah, out of sync diffusion models, like all of these things, like deal with random seeds that affect.
It's
especially
stochastic.
The diffusion model. Yeah,
it's always stochastic, which means you get a different result each time.
Yeah, in a diffusion model, like that seed basically it starts with an image of noise, and it's almost like every step it's trying to take. It's that game where you're like looking at clouds and you're trying to make out like, oh, that's kind of like a cat, but it keeps doing that over and over till you like it kind of shapes them into the output at the end. But
so I want you to take a picture of me and turn me into the up guy, and then I'll hold balloons and float away. Can you do that?
You can do that in 5 minutes, right? That's nothing. That's easy.
You can do that instantly.
Well, yeah, I just need ideally we'd just like get a still of you like holding it, and then we could easily, have Sora add the balloons and then, throw that into.
I think I have balloons on. Maybe I don't.
Yeah. So
the only reason I want you to do any of that is because it makes Paris so happy.
I try not to spend too much. Yeah, like it is an interesting exercise because like it's something that like I want to kind of like put out quickly without spending.
Yeah, you should be able to do it ideally in under an hour, I would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ideally in 5 minutes, but I mean realistically in under an hour.
Yeah.
I would think, but I don't know.
Yeah. This one took a little longer, but
How long?
Like-
Okay, you could tell me. How long did it take?
I don't know. I mean,
It's pretty
a
great.
few hours. Yeah, because like
It's pretty great. And you had to fix that background.
fix the background, and then like I kind of want to.
And that was all done in Photoshop? Oh, no, Motion. You do that all?
This is in Motion.
So
yeah.
Motion has Photoshop-like capabilities for replacing images and stuff.
It's like an After
Motion's
Effects,
like
but
After
on
Effects.
that.
Yeah, no, I
that's what
understand.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you could do things like fix the album art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's iterative, and you're always using like
The thing is, these go by so
multiple
fast
tools.
that people overlook the lack of bottom teeth kind of thing. I mean, it's just the.
Oh no,
the-
it's something only people like me and Anthony would notice. Like people
yeah,
like
yeah.
nobody
The
else.
reaction.
Let's
What
see.
we're looking
This
for,
is-
we get. Oh, see, that's
that's-
creepy.
See, this is a problem. So like,
Who
what
did
will
that?
happen is it. Remember, we took that original video image. What we did was we took this, and then I went to remix. I painted this in and
You
said,
said add the
okay, add the teeth. The problem is with
It does
Sora,
everything fresh.
it'll read right. Like it does
Everything.
everything.
And
So,
it
like,
puts
the-
me
you
on
know-
my
Great
shirt, which is
image, though.
hysterical.
That image is fantastic. You should use that for something. Man, that's great. Look at the teeth.
So if
That's
I
creepy.
wanted to take let's say I did want to actually fix this, what I would do is I would use a diffusion model instead, because that actually has in painting tools where you could explicitly select a
Okay.
spot.
So
it
don't
won't,
change
like-
anything else, just fix
Yeah.
the teeth. Yeah.
So it's like a healing brush for this. Where you're saying,
or you
not
could take it
healing, maybe
into
like a clone brush.
yeah, or like in the generative fill in Photoshop. Although that's like you're not going to get teeth in that, but it can fix other easier problems.
Like censored by Big Dill. That's something you're working on, I think.
Like
what do
you
we
were
get?
joking-
Oh, look at that.
You were joking about Shingy on
Yeah. Paris Shingy.
well, yeah, but here's the problem though. Like it doesn't it hardly looks like.
It doesn't look like her.
It distorted her face, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other
Stretched
thing.
it.
It doesn't actually do. Sora can't do like true 16:9, so I think it kind of shrinks the
Oh,
image.
yeah. It's 4:3, isn't it? Yeah.
It almost looks like in pulling the hair up, it also pulled her chin down, like it stretched it up
yeah.
and down at the same time. That's what it looks like to me, like what the
This
effect
is
is.
so. This
But
is the new Uncanny Valley, by the way.
Yeah,
is-
but what then you can do is like you can
Oh, just take the hair and put it on her.
yeah in Photoshop. So like this is the other thing. It's got me thinking. Like they're saying, oh yeah, don't learn how to code. No, you do need to learn how to code. Like basically, what people need is like a basic understanding of everything and be a generalist. Because like
Right.
AI is not going to take you all the way there. You need like
Right.
more.
I feel like the
information
people say
to
don't learn to
connect
code
things.
are actually coders who want to maintain their monopoly.
Yeah.
I also think that's a tremendously bad ethos to take out there. To
It
just stop
is.
understanding anything.
Yeah.
No, you should know how things work. You should have some understanding, I think.
Absolutely.
And like, me having basic understanding of like all the, video and image stuff lets me do way more with generative AI than like, a normal person could.
Right. Right.
So like, I think with all this generative stuff, like generalists who have like people who have like kind of a loose understanding of a lot of things is going to get pretty far. Anyways, that's some of the process.
Huh.
Oh, that's actually pretty fly for a sys guide. That actually does kind of look like Paris. Pretty.
Oh, let
Pretty
me
close.
see. Let me go to the Discord. So oh yeah, I like that. That's Indiana Jones Paris.
If you want to, you can share your
Oh, yeah.
screen.
I think it aged her a bit, but otherwise.
Well, Indiana Jones is a little gruff.
I don't know. That's what I
rugged.
mean, though. It looks like a fairly probably realistic idea of like
Yeah.
15, 20 years from now.
Save that. Save that, pretty fly. He does a lot of really interesting stuff, by the way, during our shows. He's starting to compete with you, Joe.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't do anything with this stuff, so anybody's going to be faster than me. My process is so garbagey that, yeah, I don't
Oh,
doubt it.
Pappy has a good idea. Paris needs pruning
shear hands. So Paris scissor hands is what we need.
Yeah.
He says he memes instead of working. Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah. So
let's see some more. Come on.
Okay.
More.
All right.
More.
So, Anthony, let me ask you something. When you started in that first image of Leo, I remember you said you had to put the microphone, like you had to fix that. Did it remove the microphone in that first one?
It has a different microphone, and the problem is since I'm using, in the video, we use 3 keyframes, right? The start, the middle, and end. The middle frame needs to have the exact same microphone, otherwise weird stuff's going to happen. So like, if we go back to this, like basically I just, duplicate the original image. We're going to go in here and
then
cut
mask out. Yeah.
Cut out the microphone, cut that out. And then, I mean, you could clean it up, but then, put that underneath.
Right. So outpainting really is very important for you to keep the consistency in the rest of the frame.
Yeah.
And you say you use Stable Diffusion models for that?
If you want, like right now, if you just want to like tweak small stuff and you want, like if you want targeted stuff, like diffusion models is better because you can do actual in-painting and just select like a certain region.
Right.
The ChatGPT image stuff it'll re-render the entire image.
Does the Photoshop stuff, it has outpainting, right?
Yeah, in painting, but it's not like, it's not a Stable Diffusion or a Flux model. I could show you.
Stable Diffusion owns that right now. This is another thing in the skill set is you need to have multiple tools and need to know how to use them and which ones are best for which thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see what it does with this. Maybe it'll be good.
You
want to talk about a dice roll?
I just said put teeth, but it's not gonna like. It's good for like just paint.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's see. Bottom.
I love Adobe, but
Give me gray teeth to match my hair. You could give it pointed steel razor teeth, top and bottom. I mean, if we really want to scare people.
So,
there you go.
That
came out well.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
not bad.
It's I mean,
that's a terrible.
God.
Why would a robot not have good dental hygiene? Come on.
I love how just stochastic it is, how probabilistic it is. Like it's like rolling a die, and every time it's different, and it's just random, different. But sometimes it's so interesting. Like maybe you wanted rotten bottom teeth.
Yeah,
it's really what it's doing is it's using probabilistic algorithms to just pick stuff and throw it in.
Yeah, but it also depends like how good the model is and stuff like that in terms of like the image quality.
Anthony, does it have the ability to key things out? So if you were to, let's say, have Leo put a green piece of paper behind the mic, so you had a static image of the mic that you could always use, could you put that in there and say just key out the green so it was always consistent, so you wouldn't have to redo it, or does it not know how to do that?
What, Photoshop?
No, into like Sora, because you know how you said because it moved the mic. So would you be able to say, put this microphone over in this area and get rid of the mic in there? Would it know how to do that, or it doesn't have that?
I mean, it'll kind of yeah. Like I wouldn't do not with Sora because like again it'll kind of do it, but it'll reimagine everything. We could.
And for professionals, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I am asking you that question.
No, but like. If you're doing something simple like that, like I was trying to MacBreak had a Wonka title, right? So
yeah.
But it just doesn't really.
I think that's close enough that you would say,
yeah.
It's getting Sylvester McCoy, Doctor Who at the end there. Starting to transform.
Yeah. But again, like what you can do is like take take the
Why
good.
do I have George Washington on my shirt? It's so funny it's just.
Yeah, the prompts kind of bleed throughout the entire.
Yeah, it looks like it's echoing the hair, like it's trying to replicate it on the shirt.
I think this is part of what's interesting too. It's not just the rat in the maze. It's I don't know. There's a fascination and a certain amount of creativity, and there's a certain buzz you get from, wow, now I have a bow tie or whatever that makes it kind of. That's a good one. It's a little that looks like a clown a little bit, but that's good. That makes you want to do more. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is and this one I also I gave it 2 images. You gave it
a thing. Yeah,
both that and that, and then
that worked.
It was a little too much.
Who was that with? Is that Pika?
This is all Sora here.
Sora, okay.
Yeah.
Now remember, Paris wants a rain stick with sand dribbling out the end.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I have a hard time imagining how I would.
What would that be? Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm kind of
yeah.
Oh, actually, let's go back to that one video. Oh.
So this is Anthony was trying to make a 20th anniversary video that would include images from past years. And there's a great image that Colleen Kelly took of me up in the attic doing the radio show back in probably that was 2008. Oh, yeah, look at that. See, Pretty Fly's got some good chops. Here's Paris Scissorhands.
Oh, you got
wow.
You have to add your screen if you.
I thought I already did. Didn't you pull it up earlier?
Well, yeah, but I put it back down.
Oh, you mean I add it using the switcher? I get it. Yeah, I can do that. He likes me sometimes to do the work. Paris Scissorhands. I like that. See,
nice.
He took this image and turned it into that. It changed it a little bit. Her lips are a little different.
A little bit.
But you get the idea. It's more. It's got.
No, you definitely know what it is.
There's some Johnny Depp mixed in, is why.
Yeah, I think that's what it's doing. Is it's mixing in the source of it and trying to blend them.
Yeah. Okay, let's see this 20th. Okay. This is the video that you created.
The image, so Sora created this image.
Yeah,
I took
which we've used.
Yeah. I took the image, throw that into Runway. It generated this video. I asked for camera push in, but then I also wanted. This is another image that.
Oh, look at
Sora
that! Revenge
created.
of the Screensavers, episode 1 on a classic iPod.
Yeah,
and they got a Windows 95 or something, Windows 7 PC in the background. Actually, that's XP.
XP.
Yeah,
the PC is a little too old, but it gives you a nostalgic
Let's see more.
Well, okay, but so keep in mind, I started with 2 images, and then threw those 2 images into Runway, and I said start here, end here with a camera pan.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
very nice. And then the Apple Store. There we are in an Apple Store.
The Apple Store. That's also an image that I asked to motion. I threw that into Runway and said, make it turn this image into video.
So that's the video that they did.
Yeah, and then this is the original.
Oh yeah, there's Roger McGuinn with his 12-string in there.
Yeah, so this is all real stuff. There's only one more AI generated. Okay, actually, this is AI generated. This is also AI generated.
You blurred it to make it so it didn't matter.
It's out of focus. Yeah, but I could actually let me find that original image actually. Talks amongst yourselves.
I feel like we're so close to getting something here. Call of Diddy. I like that. Third most liked image on Sora for the month, ladies and gentlemen, while Anthony is doing some messing around. This is Pretty Fly for a cis guy.
What I would do is when you're looking here, Leo, is heart the ones you like, because you could actually get the prompt for these. So like if you want to reference it later and like try to recreate it.
Call of Duty, and he's got a baby lotion machine gun. That's so sick. You're a sick individual. That's actually not. I wasn't. I was just. That was a screenshot that he did. I was not actually on Sora.
Oh. So let me back.
Is there a show that's AI generated? I don't think yet. We're getting there, thanks to Notebook LM, and
I mean they have those like.
I think we had those like few years off from that.
Actually, weren't there some like Twitch? Like there's that AI Jesus who's just
there's and there was just a story came out yesterday. An Australian radio station has been using an AI DJ for 6 months and no one knew. Named Thy.
I was trying to. This was before
Commander Riker.
Well, I was trying to get you to look like I was trying to put you in a scene of RoboCop. For one of the moral panics, but the eyes were they're a little wonky and not too. This is pre-Sora, so I haven't maybe if I go now and use Sora in the workflow, maybe it'll look closer. You
know what's happening is we're still a little bit off, but they're getting closer and closer and closer, and there seems to be a lot of initiative to do this. Oh, I like that one. That's an interesting Paris Scissorhands. Should we? We'll save that for. She's like Helena Bonham Carter a little bit.
Paris Gothano.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, see, I feel like at this point you're like 80% there, right? And it's just the peeling one came out really well. The robot face one came out really well. I thought.
Actually, we could if you want to go through all of them. Oh, we already saw that one.
Yeah.
We haven't run this one yet, but.
Whoa. That's awesome. That's see, you know what? This is what also you learn is don't show a face. So he turns.
I was going to say,
he turns away. I mean, it's just the back of somebody could.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah, if you slow it down, you can kind of see his face start to transform, but he's turned his back on you.
Paris will love that. Okay, definitely do that one.
That's a good one.
That she will love. That's better than the didgeridoo. Yeah. I love that.
So I could dive into the project of this one, but this one is interesting because I used Pika here and it didn't look like you, but then I took an image sequence using Stable Diffusion and did kind of a face replacement thing where I kind of push it more into the Leo side after the fact. So that's one example of being an iterative process where you could use other tools that have better strengths.
So you had the Pika video and then you put it into Sora?
Let's look for this project. Works, projects.
We are, as you can see, very lucky to have Anthony on our team.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if you just kept feeding this different ones and went round robin would eventually be perfect? How many iterations? How many lists does it take to get the center of Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
Well,
so here's the original, and it doesn't really look like you at that point.
Yeah,
the eyes are. Woo.
And this is Pika. I think maybe if I used Runway, then this was another thing. This happened.
Love coming out of the chair. So you took. Yeah,
let's.
What did you do? Did you use stability to replace my face?
Yeah. So, an image is just or a video is just basically an image sequence, right? So, using Stable Diffusion, there's a tool called Reactor, and you could kind of take a face and kind of paste it over another.
So when you see, for instance, that Coca-Cola ad that was entirely AI generated, what you don't see is that's many months of work of this type, right?
Yeah.
Getting little bits, getting a 4-second clip here, a 2-second clip there to look proper.
Well, that's the whole.
There's no tool that does the whole thing.
And also, like, when people say, like, oh, you shouldn't use AI in, like, movies, like, you have no idea, like, to what extent the tool is used.
You know, Alex Lindsay opened my eyes to this many years ago. He said almost every frame you see in a modern motion picture is tweaked.
Yeah.
You know, they make the skin look better on the actors, and they can do it frame by frame.
Yeah.
And
but before, like, you'd have to, like, it would take someone months frame by frame to cut out, like, you know, you have to rotoscope, like, the wires out or whatever in a VFX shot. But now you could use, like, a tool to, like, kind of, you know, speed up that process.
But it's the same thing they've always been doing. It's just faster. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of that concern, they're just not articulating correctly, is they're saying don't put AI generated people to do the actual acting.
Right.
Yeah.
And at some point, they're
see,
gonna be able to do that.
So that's Sand Guy starts with a real person.
Because we have
most of the clip
frame.
Is not. It's just the starting frame, right?
Yeah.
So should I be offended? No.
I don't think you should, because you're not trying to be an actor.
I'm not trying to make my living in movies. Yeah.
I'm a relatively neutral party on this. I see the benefits and I also see a lot of the negatives. So I kind of come down in the middle. And so I understand where somebody who, because they will eventually make it where they can basically copy somebody.
I guess that's my kind of point of view is it's over. So you can resist it all you want, but you're at best going to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, you can't stop anything. But.
Right.
Here's an example of, like, I kind of, you know, use another tool to
replace my face. Yeah. So, so you're just you're just garbage matting everything except my face and then replacing my face.
Yeah. And then also,
I
like,
think that's great. Wait till Paris sees that. She's gonna love it.
I had to fix the bug because, like, the AI didn't, you know, an AI doesn't know what's behind you. So, like, that's comped in also. And that's another thing you could use. Like, Final Cut has a new rotoscoping tool where you could, like, select objects and, like, it'll cut out, like, I had to cut out your head so I could, you know, put something behind it and fix the chair and all that stuff.
Right.
But, yeah. So you're not in a, like, it's not, here's the prompt and here, you know, here's the end product.
Right.
Or, you know, it's still a long ways from that. But
It's yeah. But it's a lot faster than if you had to do it by hand, right?
Well,
Joe?
I couldn't do this, like, 2 years ago.
Right. I mean,
it would take you 3 years. It would take you so long to do that effect.
Right.
It would be pointless.
But I mean, for years, animators have been doing stuff like that by hand.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
This one was actually
did this one. I like this one at the
pretty
White
much
House.
Straight from Pika, and all I did was add the moral.
So
panic,
Pika will let you sit at the Resolute desk.
A tool to track that in.
And this is him
same thing with this. Like, I just
he has a slight cattle prod on my back end. Look to his face though.
Yeah.
This is also in motion, but I put some, you know, like, green lighting on the text and stuff.
Uh-oh, what's this one gonna? Oh, this is the peel. I love it.
Nope. Just my headphones said. I can't hear you guys right now.
Yeah, because we hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah.
You can't hear us, I guess. It's headphones.
It's better off for you in my case.
1 second. I still can't hear you.
So this doesn't scare you, Joe. I mean, I think that's what the message is for programmers is you have to learn how to use these tools and work with these tools.
Yeah, I'm not frightened by it. I do think that there is a serious lack of discussion over the cost of it, meaning the environmental and human cost of it.
Yeah, we are absolutely burying that.
I have a bone to pick with that too.
Okay. What, you don't think this burned down 3 forests to do these silly images?
It depends what it, like, so, like, you know, I've run Stable Diffusion, like, local models, right?
Right.
Like, and so it'll take, you know, a game PC, like, you know, seconds or a minute to, like, generate an image. I mean, it's not Sora quality, but, like, you could do, like, a 5x12 by 5x12 or 1040 by 10. I take that back. Yeah, you could generate images, you know, in, you know, a minute or 30 seconds. And that's, like, you're peeking out, like, a gaming rig.
Right.
But, like, I could play like how many hours have you put into Valheim? Like on a
Yeah, right.
like you're pegging that computer for
what do you
like,
think we're doing right now? Even
Yeah.
this, we're using considerable resources.
yeah.
Um,
So like
I don't know what the answer is to that,
it does.
except
Yeah.
Go back to the Stone Age.
I mean, it does take
and I
energy,
don't say that meaning we should stop doing this. That's never been my position. These people who are like, tear it all down. Like, no, you can't tear it all down. Please grow up. It's not that. I think it's more of I think transparency and understanding what the costs are
Right.
and what the impact will be. And I don't disagree. Yes, if you run Call of Duty for 20 hours, like Paul threw out in the old days, sure, you're going to burn how many kilowatt hours and everything else.
Right.
So it's not to say any of this stuff should be stopped. It's more of, do we really understand it? And should there be more of especially with all these free tools? Well, they're not really free. It's like everything else. Nothing's really free. You know what I mean? So it's just
We're more
understanding
savvy
it.
about that than we used to be because, we all assumed Facebook was free and Google search was free and all of that stuff. And we're now a lot more savvy about that. So I think I think people generally understand this uses a lot of resources. It's costing these companies a lot of money. I think there's this kind of attitude, which isn't necessarily, it might be the only attitude to take, is we'll figure that out. We'll come up with fusion or something. We'll figure it out.
And
There certainly is a lot of pressure to make these things cheaper.
Yeah. It's definitely it's also the inference, like using these models is orders of magnitude less power than generating these models, though. Like that,
Right.
that definitely.
Creating them in the first place was very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my only real persistent area of concern, too, is the people who control these things.
Right.
Because I don't think any of them have any actual human interest in their mind. It's all profit generated, and how can I,
But that's
become master of the AI universe?
That's technology in general now. It is that case. It's so profit driven, and there's so much money to be made at this point that's how it is. Even Apple, when it says, we're recycling and all that stuff, they're still making millions of phones every day that go into landfill. There's just nothing, and the AirPods are even worse. And I struggle with that all the time. Should we be promoting this, given that it's clearly horrible for the environment?
Yeah. Well, I think if you're clear about what the costs are, then you're not promoting it. You're saying, here's what it is. You have to make a moral judgment. People have to be accountable for their own decisions. Right. It's when they don't know, like you were saying, the whole idea that everything was free. Like when you go into Starbucks and you're using free Wi-Fi, no, that's not free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we now
right.
know.
And then you have to make the decision. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I don't consider that promotion. I think it is important to tell people, hey, just understand what the actual costs are. If you're fine with that.
I think we as, you and I as users don't have a choice. If we're going to use it, we're at the mercy of big tech, period. Well, we don't really have a choice.
I mean, that's what I worry about. Like, I really hope the open source kind of keeps big tech in check because, like, we're in the OpenAI is not squeezing us yet. Like,
right,
we're still in the early days. Remember the early days of Uber when it was like super cheap to use Uber?
Right. We're in that customer acquisition phase, the first stage of enshittification, not the last stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly worth bringing up. I try to bring it up fairly frequently. We talked about it on Mac Break Weekly on Tuesday. It's either participate or don't. There's no way to, unless you're kidding yourself. There's no way to. It's like using plastics. There's no way to use plastics responsibly, but people kid themselves that they're recyclable, which the plastic industries have promoted.
But that's also a good example because with plastics, for a long time, nobody knew. Okay, This is floating in the ocean forever. Right. Okay, microplastics, whatever your level of concern with that is. We didn't know that stuff. Some were smoking at one time. They were telling you it was healthy.
Right.
So once you know.
Right.
And we were lied to. They said it was recyclable.
We're still being lied to.
Right. That's where the company controlling part is the concern for me, really, of all this stuff is.
Right.
I don't trust the intentions of the companies. And you could say, well, what choice do we have? Well, we're seeing that we have choices. You can say, I'm not saying firebomb any AI companies or set fire to anything, but I'm saying that when people show up, stock drops. People have to suddenly go,
That's true.
I have to not
That's
do what I'm
true.
doing, or at least say that. So we have a level of control. We should exert it peacefully. Please do not hurt anybody. But if this is concerning, express that opinion, but
Yeah, I
also
agree.
know what the costs are and make the decision. You can make
Right.
that decision. So I'm not, again, don't throw out all your plastics, like the black plastic thing. Don't do that.
We're a little bit stuck. If you want to participate in civilization, you're gonna be hurting the earth.
I mean, that's
part of
yeah.
the deal.
And like, to be
So
honest,
we need to
like,
push for ways to do that and not hurt the earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how much agency we have in that. I'm sure Corey would say we have some. So we'll act as if we have some, for sure. Hey, a little throwback to coffee. Anthony and I have the same coffee maker. Anthony, I got a bottomless portafilter just to see, and it's beautiful. It's perfect. The flow is just right. It narrows down to a single point. It does everything just the way it's supposed to be. So, because at our portafilter with the Breville portafilter, you can't really see if you're getting a good puck.
Yeah.
But I have now, and if you want to borrow my bottomless portafilter, you can.
I got one too.
Oh, you got one? Oh, never mind then.
I just got the handle and used the same basket.
I got one that had a wooden handle and has its own basket. But it is. I'm very pleased to see it was doing it right.
The only problem is occasionally, like, there'll be some weird stuff going on, and like a stream of coffee will like go shooting like off into
That's
like
not
some
good.
other direction.
That is not what you're going for.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I don't have it dialed in, but that's the only downside.
I don't have that problem with the French press. So
No, French press is delicious too.
I do like French
All
press.
coffee is delicious, to be honest.
A lot
All
of
right.
this-
Thank you, Anthony. This is our AI user group we do on the fourth Friday of every month. I finally made it. I'm so glad I did. And I really appreciate Anthony Nielsen's contributions to TWiT. He's our creative director. And as you can see, he's a wizard with this stuff. And Joe, I really appreciate your contributions as a club member in our Discord. And he's always putting great stuff in, a very sharp user of Photoshop and other graphics tools.
That's about it.
Well,
That's
that's
the only skill I
because
have.
that's his business. That's his job in life. He has some great YouTube videos. Where do we find those, Joe?
It's just youtube.com/Ozone Art Foundry is where I do all my art stuff. And then Ozone Nightmare is where all the Foundry. And then for movie reviews, that's Ozone Nightmare. Sorry, I'm not trying to promote my stuff.
Oh, I didn't know. No, I'm trying to promote you, so accept it. I didn't know you did a movie review channel.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah, I did. We just did 14 hours on the first 6 Star Trek films and Generations, which is a ridiculous amount of time for anyone to spend talking about Star Trek. And
What's the name of that?
That's Ozone Nightmare. So that's
Ozone Nightmare.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's on YouTube.
What's the next review?
Devs. We did the entire Devs series retrospective, 2 episodes per part, so 4 parts. But we went through that 2020 series because I think it's one of the best TV series I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen it.
Alex Garland. So that should tell you right there. Annihilation.
And where can we find it?
Hulu. So Hulu still has it.
Oh, I'll watch it on Hulu. Great.
Is that the one with Nick Offerman also?
Yes, where he's.
Oh, I loved Devs. I did watch that. Where they're creating an AI. Yes.
Yeah.
That was wild. Was there a second season?
No, he said, and I'm very happy about it. He said, this is a one and done. I know exactly what the beginning, the middle, and the end are. We're not doing any more. And he stuck with that, and he has never budged. And I'm very happy about it because I think it's a perfect story.
I thought Devs was brilliant. You know, that's just the name is the problem. But I really enjoyed that. That was as creepy as Severance, in my opinion.
It's such a beautifully shot, because he did this is one thing I always say. I love when an artist, like with Twin Peaks season 3, when somebody who has the vision gets to do the whole thing, and you see that vision consistently through the whole thing. Yeah. It's so much more powerful. It's
Where
just
is
so
that?
much more powerful.
It's in Santa Cruz, right?
UC Berkeley, I think
that's
they shot some of it.
Or UC Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where that building is. I went to high school in Santa Cruz, and my dad taught at UC Santa Cruz, and it is an amazing campus in the Redwoods. It looks just like this. I don't remember this particular building, but
no, that's not there.
Yeah, and Nick Offerman, it's brilliant in this.
I mean, what a great role for him after people knew him as Ron Swanson to do something like this. And it's such a layered and interesting character where you understand him even though you condemn.
It also talks about, it's very timely because it's big tech and it's AI. Yeah. Oh, good.
The weird part is I watched it in 2020 originally when it aired, which was, of course, COVID. And I haven't watched it since then. So it's such a different show to watch now compared to...
You know what? I have to rewatch. Yeah, I have to rewatch. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to create a machine that can recover all of your memories, right? All of your life.
They want to map the entire universe. That's the idea. Is can you, with determinism, map everything all the way back to the beginning?
Oh, that's right.
Which some people believe in.
Yeah.
So, interesting idea.
I'm not sure I believe it or not. I kind of do, but I kind of don't.
I don't know if I believe you could make a computer big enough to do it, but...
Yeah.
You know.
Well, AI is getting there. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to all of our Club Twit members who make these kinds of things not only possible, but desirable. We want to make content for you. So by joining Club Twit, you're saying, yes, I want more of this kind of thing. twit.tv/clubtwit. Currently $7 a month, $84 a year. I think we're going to have to raise it in the next few months. But if you sign in today, you will lock yourself in. You'll be grandfathered in. At that price.
It's a
so
deal
get it now.
For the amount of stuff
I think we are probably in the next few months going to have to raise it, but lock it in now. We don't want to hurt our existing members. twit.tv/clubtwit. And thank you for Anthony Nielsen for putting this together. We'll be back in a month.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oops.
And there's our wonderful chatters.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, Leo.
Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.